This is Inconstant.
Okay, so this is episode. So let's just call this part two of the Fast Five script read. So skip through a few pages of the script, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read through a action scene early on in Fast Five. So what's happened so far is that Brian has met with Vince and Mia in Brazil, and now Mia and Brian are going to be heading onto a train, a high-speed train in Brazil. Okay, so let's start. Okay, interior, high-speed train, dining car. A conductor enters the dining car to collect tickets. Seeing him, Mia's demeanor shifts to all business. Mia, here we go. And she and Brian rise into cut with exterior. High speed train continuous. The train is gliding along at high speed. Soon another vehicle rampages into frame. A tow truck from hell, tearing up all the Brazilian countryside, launching and landing over bumps in the hard pack at incredible speeds, trying to catch the train. Interior, high-speed train. Moments later, as they pass the conductor, Mia's foot catches, and she trips him, and she trips right into him. Fortunately, the man catches her, pleasantly surprised to see the beauty in his arms. Conductor, subtitled Portuguese. "Oh, you're all right, miss." As he helps her up, Mia secretly swipes his magnetic security card dangling from his coat pocket, holding it behind her back for Brian to quickly slide into a mobile device. Mia, subtitle, "Yes, thank you so much." She kisses him on the cheek, using the distraction to deftly clip the card back into his pocket and then move on, the conductor none the wiser. Brian and Mia continue towards the back of the train, passing a trio of hard-eyed men playing cards. Exterior, high-speed train, continuous. As the tow truck gets closer, we see that it's a heavily modified Chevy truck. It's backed half swapped with a tow truck flatbed, outfitted with side gates and two enormous nitro winches bolted onto the side. Five men stand on top of the flatbed wearing goggles and bandanas to protect from the dust. Interior, high-speed train, freight access door, same time. Brian and Mia exit the passenger car, arriving at the electronically locked door of the freight train. So we're going through, like, I think, a heist sequence, and I'm guessing they need to steal something from wherever, from somewhere from inside the train. Brian swipes his mobile device, which recorded the conductor's magnetic security info across the card reader. Beep, the electronic door unlocks while exterior, high-speed train, same time. The tow truck closes in on the train. Inside, another darkened freight car. Brian and Mia enter another freight car, and they see what they came for. Three sports car three sports cars shimmer in the dark. A Pantera GTS, a Ford GT40, and a Corvette Grand Sport. Well over $1 million in steel and fiberglass. Brian dials his cell phone. Brian, into the phone. Found him. Second freighter from the end. Exterior, high-speed train, same time. The rough terrain enters a smooth stretch, and the truck slides up the train, aligning with the last freight car. When the tow truck pulls up, the men on the flatbed ignite you motherfucker. They ignite acetylene torches and clang. They kick the side gate over, creating a working platform from which to walk out on. As they start cutting through the freighter, cut back to Brian and Mia inside the darkened car. Four intense blue flames from the acetylene torches illuminate the corridor. The blue of the cutting jets plays beautifully off the sports cars, but in the flame light, something else catches Brian's eye. Mia sees him move closer to check it out, react at what he sees. Mia, concerned, what is it? He points out that everything in the container is marked with tags. Evidence tags. So, Brian, evidence tags. DEA. This is seized property. Interior, tow truck, same time. The driver, Lanzo, is running the truck alongside the train when a signal post shrieks towards him. He swerves hard to avoid it. Brian and Mia. Okay, interior freight train, same time. Brian and Mia are considering this new revelation when the torches suddenly stop and they are cast into darkness with the seized cars. A moment later, torches start back up as they finish cutting, and the side of the freight car rips open, and a large sheet of metal goes flying away. Sunlight streams into the freight car, revealing Brian and Mia and the wonderful candy-colored cars. Reverse angle. Brian and Mia stare at the muscled figures standing on the gate in silhouette, smoking torches still in hand. At first, as the first one walks into the light, we see that it is Dominic Toretto. No one has ever looked cooler. What a fucking wanker Vin Diesel must be to have that fucking written into a script. Ah, what a dickhead. No one has ever looked cooler. Really? Really, Vin Diesel? Really? You fucking numpty. Okay, so Vince. So that must be quite like if you're Vin Diesel, if you're playing a character called Dominic, and your brother's called Vince. I can imagine how that can be. Or your character's brother's called Vince. I can imagine that might be a little bit confusing. I wonder how much screen time the two characters shared together. Anyway, all right. So Vince steps up behind him, grinning. Vince told you he'd turn up. Mia, Dom. Mia runs to her brother relieved. He hugs her. Mia, I'm glad you're okay. Don't worry, Dom, don't worry about me. Just then, Brian steps up. Dom levels him with a grim stare. I told you to lay low. Brian, we were running on fumes. I had to make a call. Suddenly, Zizi and the others push past. Who's Zizi? Zizi, we've only got a 2 minute window. Dom clocks Zizi, then turns and scans. So clocks in UK speech could mean I've just seen someone, or it could mean I've hit you in the face. So I'm assuming that Dom hasn't hit Zizi in the face and he's just seen her. Okay. Then turns and scans the cars in the hold, and like it generally instantly has a plan. All right, let's go. Dom turns to the other teammates, Capo and Berto. Dom, Cintas vamos. And the two nods and toss over nylon straps attached to the winches. Dom straps them through the Pantera's front wheels while Brian and Zizi do the rear set. Using the key Mia obtained, Vince cranks the ignition and vroom, Italian thunder. Vince, see you at the rendezvous. Dom gives the signal and, off his cue, Capra and Berto punch the nitro winch, and in a blink of the eye, shunk, the Pantera is yanked sideways with incredible force, wenching the vehicle out of the train and across the folding platform onto the tow truck. Working quickly, Capra and Berto untie the straps, freeing the Pantera and raise the flatbed until the rear ramp is sparking at the ground. ZZ, clear. With final wave, Vince shifts the car into. Was Vince. Okay. Vince shifts the car into neutral and rolls backward off the ramp. There's a minor explosion of explosive dirt as the tyres hit the ground, ripping past one at 100 miles an hour below them. The car struggles a bit, but Vince gets it under control and takes off, heading west. Just then, ZZ throws a silent signal to Kappa and nods. and immediately makes his way towards the GT40. Dom catches the exchange, something strange. Concerned, he scopes a little closer and notices a glint of steel in the back of ZZ's waistband, a gun. As Kappa nears the GT40, Dom catches Brian's eye. Stop him. As Kappa tries to brush past, Brian steps in his way. Brian, in a hurry. Of course they're in a flipping hurry. They're on a flipping train trying to steal some freaking cars. That's the best Brian could come up with to kind of stop this guy stepping forward. Well, this fucking script. Okay. So it's quite interesting how they're describing, just from a screenwriting point of view, it's quite interesting how they're describing the action scenes. So when you're kind of writing film scripts, one of the first things that they tell you is that you should read lots of film scripts to kind of get an idea of how to get an idea of how excuse me to get an idea of how different writers uh, kind of write dialogue and do action. So it's quite interesting just to see kind of like the fluidity and the economy of the language used in describing the action that's happening um, in the scene. So you can kind of, I can already, having seen the movies, I can kind of visualize kind of how the action's gonna be taking place. And for example, the line as Kappa nears the GT40, Dom catches Brian's eyes. Stop him. That's a separate line in comparison to kind of like the preceding description of the action, which is like a couple of paragraphs joined up together. So it really kind of brings to sort of to the director's attention, or the director of photography's attention, of what the writer wants you to kind of like focus on when filming the scene. Okay, so there's a bit of boring dialogue. So okay, so Dom and Mia basically stop Kappa from getting to the car. Kappa looks at ZZ, who simply nods. Mia drives the car to. So what's going on here? Okay, so Mia slips into the car. So Mia's got into the GT40 now. Mia drives the car forward into position, and as ZZ runs, the winch straps through the wheel. Kappa joins him. ZZ, it's okay. We're going to the same place anyway. We'll get it there. But on the opposite side of the car, Dom leads into the window. Dom, Soto, change of plan. Hold up and wait for my call. So there's been some sort of double cross. Dom signals to Kappa and Mia that the car is yanked off the train. So they just yanking the cars off the train, and then kind of driving them away. Mia's car is yanked off the train and onto the tow truck, which raises its ramp and rolls 40 of the GT40 off backwards onto the ground. But rather than heading west like the others, Mia spins 180 degrees and heads east. Instantly, ZZ knows something's up and confronts Dom. Okay, ZZ, where is she going? Okay, Dom ignores him, moving past, but always keeping his eye on him. ZZ, where is she going? And as ZZ draws his gun, the action Dom was waiting for, Dom reacts, whipping around and knocking the gun from his band into a burst of bullets. The gun goes off flying, but not before the bullet strike. Not before the bullet strikes some pipes and boom, sets off an alarm. Okay, so they've drilled into the side of a car of a speeding train. They've managed to get some cars off, but only now when someone's fired a gun, uh, the alarm's gone off. I find this rather preposterous. I mean, if it's, well, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here, but if it's confiscated gear or confiscated cars. I imagine like security cameras would be the inside the inside the carriage to monitor what's going on, just in case something happens, or maybe there'll be a guard posted on the outside of the carriage to kind of maybe notice if someone's trying to break. I mean, that's just my thought. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's not what happens in Brazil, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyway, it's fine. So I'm gonna leave that there, and then I will do another action scene towards the end of the script. So the third part of this will be the climactic action driving scene. Okay, guys, see you in a bit.